So it's July 29th, about 90 degrees again, another warm one. We're going to do some work with my dog this evening. 3-year-old lab. I trained him on blood since he was about 8 weeks old. So we're just out tonight doing a little mock blood trail. I try to make everything as realistic as possible. Give it 3-4 hours, wait till 10:30 at night tonight, come back to the house, pick him up, get him hyped up, take him for a little ride around the block. You know, a normal situation, we would be taking a ride in the truck before doing a track job, and then we'll park the truck, bring him across the road here and start the trail. He's getting pretty good at this, so we're going to really make this one a little bit tougher than normal and cross a creek down at the bottom of the hill here. We're going to start out here. As you can see, I'm on a field edge. I do most of my hunting in early season on field edges, so we have an arrow here. We're going to soak the arrow in blood to start out and make it just as, like I said, as realistic as possible for him. You can kind of really use this as practice yourself for blood trailing too. This bottle is about half full of real deer blood and half full of water. Just thawed it out in the freezer. Had it in the freezer since last December, January. Smell it. Smells like a deer. Again, it smells like you're actually gutting a deer, like you have your hands in a deer. We all know what that smells like, or hopefully you do. You can use, like I said, you can use this for practice for yourself. Just picking out drops of blood on the leaves in the ground also. I'll often try to mimic things that you actually do see on blood trails. Sometimes you won't see blood on the ground, but you'll see blood, you know, up on a tree like this. So don't be afraid to squirt some on an actual tree. Just makes things a little more realistic for the dog. At this point, I'm zigzagging off the main trail a little bit. As you kind of see quite often with deer that are mortally wounded, they don't always stay on the trail. So there's a couple factors that I made sure to incorporate here on this track job. Number one, we're going to start it at night, give it about 3 hours, which is probably a typical wait time on a good hit. We're going to take him for a ride in the truck, which he would most certainly always do before starting a track. So we're going to make a couple laps around the block, you know, use keywords like buck, let's go find the buck, and get him amped up, ready to go. The third factor is this whole trail leads downhill to a creek bed, similar to gut shot or liver hit. We've seen a lot of deer head to water, mostly always going downhill after a mortal hit. So I'm gonna get back to the house, give it a couple hours, and get back out with him here probably about 10 o'clock. I'm in possibly my favorite spot in the whole county to sit in glass bucks. This is the farm that I tagged out on last year early. Seems like there's always a good buck in this area for the last 5, 6, 7 years or so. Again, at this point, late July, we're trying to just narrow down what kind of patterns these bucks are on. So I got about an hour or so till dark. I'm gonna sit tight and see if that nice buck shows himself.